Good afternoon. Thank you, Vice Chair Aguilar, Chairman Jeffries, and to my fellow co-chairs of the National Security Task Force of the Democratic Caucus, Andy Kim and Mikey Sherrill. I'm Jason Crow. I represent the 6th Congressional District of Colorado. I also serve on the House Intelligence Committee and Armed Services Committee. But before that, before being a member of Congress, I was an Army Ranger, served 3 combat tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. 2 of those tours were in Afghanistan. And like many of my veterans, fellow combat veterans, left a piece of my heart in that country. And it has been a very challenging 10 days to look at what has happened and to come to terms with what has been a 20-year challenge. I want to be very clear about something here. This is not a one-week discussion. This is not a one-month discussion. It is not a one-year discussion. This is a 20-year discussion. This has been a war that has been passed between 4 different administrations, many different Congresses, and we need to have the broad conversation that's necessary for our country, for the American people, as to how we got to this point over the last 20 years and how we do better for the American people. I also want to express my appreciation to the veterans. I've been talking to a lot of my fellow veterans over the last 2 weeks, and I'm going to be very clear to my fellow veterans. Be very proud of your service. Be proud of raising your right hand and answering the call to service after 9/11 and standing in the breach, because we are proud of you. That service was right and it was honorable, and that's different from the policies and the politics of this war. We will have the debate in this Congress as to what we can do better. But to my fellow veterans, be proud of what you've done and for serving with your fellow brothers and sisters and for serving this country, and we will always be proud of you. So where are we today? Obviously, we're in a very challenging situation in Kabul. There's no secret to that. It is my personal view, and the view of many of my colleagues, that we must do everything necessary to save all American citizens and to evacuate our Afghan partners and our allies. This Congress, this caucus, the Democratic caucus, led the effort over the last couple of months to expand the special immigrant visa program, to expedite that program, and we passed that on a broadly bipartisan basis just a few weeks ago. Now we have a moral obligation to make sure we are standing by our Afghan partners and our allies, protecting American citizens, and that moral obligation does not have a deadline. We must do everything necessary, regardless of the deadline at the end of the month. We must extend that and get the mission done. The deadline is when the mission is accomplished and we bring our people home. Full stop. And with that, it is my honor to introduce a friend, but also a fellow co-chair of the National Security Caucus, Mikey Sherrill from New Jersey.